So, hey everyone, my name's Josiah, and today I am joined by my good friend, Salvatore Haran.
Hello.
Noted consumer of Super Sentai Power Rangers content, tokusatsu, and Kamen Rider.
Don't forget Ultraman.
Well, you know, that's a surprise that'll help us later. And we're here to talk about Power Rangers Once and Always, the...
A ranger.
What?
What?
Yes, okay. Yes, that's Power Rangers Once and Always a Ranger. Once a Ranger, always a Ranger. The 30th anniversary special of MMPR, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and basically the whole franchise.
Yeah.
And this was released as a 55-minute special.
On Netflix.
On
of all
Netflix.
places.
Well, I mean, Netflix is kind of the ones running things with Saban right now.
That's true.
Dino Fury and all that. But we're here to talk about it because we figured this is the most recent big piece of Power Rangers content, so why not cover this?
Yeah, start here.
If we were to watch any more.
Yeah, this would be the place to start.
This would be the place to start for
a look back at the franchise.
Right. Which, considering I have watched
A fair amount.
a fair amount.
Yeah, what would you say what's your credentials with Power Rangers and maybe Tokusatsu as a whole?
For
those who don't know, Tokusatsu is like Japanese media about like superheroes and like big mechs and kaiju and stuff.
Yeah, it's a catch-all, really. Yeah. I've watched a bit of Mighty Morphin. I've seen the Mighty Morphin movie, the original. I saw the new 2017 Power Rangers. My go-to series, I think it was Dino Thunder.
Yeah.
Which was in the Disney era. Well, I think it was on ABC.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. And so far, it's probably...
Is that your guy? Your little drawing? Is that Dino Thunder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the White Ranger. That's Trent. Okay. I don't want to spoil it, but...
No, please.
But Trent the White Ranger. He's one of the coolest. He's that edgelord, evil ranger archetype.
Ooh, yes.
So that's wonderful.
Ooh.
So my credentials are not as impressive as say yours, because you've now gone through Mighty Morphin, you've gone through Turbo, you've gone through Zeo, In Space. Oh no, you're in
Space, and then Lost Gal. No, yeah, sorry. I always forget the two because So In Space is the first one, but they're pretty on Earth.
Yes.
But in Lost Galaxy, they're in space the whole time.
Yes.
So it's a little confusing in my brain sometimes. But
right now you're currently...
I currently got stopped in Lost Galaxy.
Because it's so good.
Because it was fine. I'd say my favorite Rangers series is Zeo. Zeo is peak Rangers. I think everything after Zeo is trying very hard to reclaim the magic of Zeo. I even say
So it's like Kuga.
It's like Kamen Rider Kuga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of Rangers. I've seen some Super Sentai. I've seen Kamen Rider. I've watched a few Kamen Rider series. Mm-hmm. I'm currently dipping my toes into Ultraman. I'm watching Ultraman Z at the moment.
Well, I mean...
and then, of course, we're both fans of Gojira.
Yes, absolutely.
You more than me on that front.
I've now watched every Godzilla film besides the second and third anime films. Or I think I watched part of the second anime film and gave up.
Yeah. But you're getting through it, and I'm.
But I've seen it all. I've seen everything.
I've seen them all.
I feel like I'm a pretty good expert on kaiju, but it's been nice going back to the old stuff right now. Anyway, we're here to talk about...
This is about Power Rangers.
Power Rangers Once and Always. So
Once and Always a Ranger.
Let's look at this from a very cynical point of view first.
Yeah, and of course, by the way, so everyone who's listening, if you care, we've not discussed our feelings about this almost whatsoever.
No.
Until this very moment in this room.
No. And I didn't watch it as quickly as Sal did, so...
I was on it, I think, the day after it came out, I put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, this is kind of one of the... I mean, it's an anniversary special, but it is kind of one of those... What do I even classify this as? It's the current trend of let's take this nostalgic piece of media, do the next generation.
It's a requel.
A requel. That's what I believe Bob Iger or someone at Disney said about the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
Yes.
It's a requel.
Yeah.
It's kind of introducing it to a new audience while also celebrating the legacy.
I think I got that from Scream 5. Because Scream
Yeah.
5 is all about requels and how they're awful.
Still need to watch 5 and 6.
Dude, 5 is so great. 6 is okay. I'm in the camp of people love 6 but hate 5. I'm in the opposite camp. I think 5 is art.
Well, I'm one of those people who actually likes 4.
I like 4 too. I think 4 is amazing.
I think 4 is the third
I think
best.
for me the weakest Scream is 6. Honestly.
Weaker than 3?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
That's another video.
That's a different entirely.
This chair goes back. Sorry, go on.
It goes back. No, it's all good. So, yeah, let's just kind of break down
Cynical.
a really quick. No, I'm just saying you could look at it cynically as this is one of those attempts to, we need to get the next generation, so we're just going to do Power Rangers, but have it be this young kid who's going to show up all these old fogies.
Yeah, which is
That's not what happens.
not quite what happens.
No,
But I think what's odd is that this isn't setting up some future show starring Min. It's just a way of honoring the character and the actor who played Trini.
So let's talk about this.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know the cast more than I do. There was 3 people in particular who were not in this special physically for obvious reasons.
Yeah. So the first one, which is the easiest to talk about, I think, is Ashley Joe Johnson. She was not offered enough money.
Oh, there's 4 technically. Then.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because Ashley Joe Johnson wasn't offered money. It was all for a different reason.
I think she said she wasn't offered enough money, and then she didn't want to be running around in her tights fighting people in her 50s. But when you watch the special, that never happens.
No,
they clearly have different actors.
Yeah, they clearly do.
But
strange.
Austin St. John was in some legal trouble at the time. I think he got out of it. I think he actually was not, I think, involved, but there was like some weird thing. It was like some tax evasion thing.
Yeah,
something like that.
He fell into the Wesley Snipes dilemma.
Yeah, listen, we've all been there. Okay, it happens.
we all should be in there more.
We all think about it. And listen, I think tax evasion is the best crime you can do.
It's probably one of the better crimes you could do.
Listen, if you're in jail for tax evasion, everyone just pats you on the back and goes, "Man, you fucking tried. I'm so happy for you."
Yeah, you were living the dream for a few months.
Yeah. Tax evasion people in jail are highly regarded. No one hates a tax evader.
So we have someone who couldn't do it for legal reasons, someone who couldn't do it because of... In fact, Austin St. John would have done it because he probably needed the money.
He probably did, actually.
He's like, I'll take her rate. That's fine. They were going to pay him more, but he was like, I'll take less if it means...
That's what he said. He said 4.
And then, of course, the two cast members who have passed away.
Well, this was filmed while Jason David Frank was still alive.
Why is he not in the special then?
I don't know.
I
think he just didn't.
You hear a couple of voice lines. So this is what was strange. Was going into this, I assume this was after he had passed. And
yeah, you would think, right?
And so going into it, I heard like him say a couple lines, and I'm like, that's easily just archive audio from other episodes. Like he's done so much for the franchise, and multiple series. You could easily grab some recorded lines. He never physically appears as the
I think it
as
was
the Green
apparently
Ranger. And here's
according to Screen Rant.
Oh, okay.
He wanted to focus on other projects that were non-Power Rangers, because there's that movie coming out that I forget the name of it, like the White Dragon movie or something.
Okay.
Remember that little short film he did?
I do.
That's like a movie. It's coming out this year, I think.
Okay.
I think he was focusing on that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, didn't he came back for that? They did that. The weird thing about this is that they did kind of a crossover special with the latest series where I know Jason David Frank came back.
Morphers?
I think it was Beast Morphers, yeah. But so he came back for that already, so he was probably like whatever.
I think Austin St. John came back for that as well.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was pre his...
that was pre-tax evasion. Again.
Pre-tax evasion.
Good effort.
And then Thuy Trang, who is Trini,
passed.
So yeah, okay.
The second Trini.
So, oh right.
Yeah, there was someone who played her in the pilot.
It was the Babylon 5 effect.
Yes, who still rides off that fame to this day.
Just being in the pilot.
I was the original Yellow Ranger.
That's great.
Shut up. It's fucking depressing. Get a real job.
Yeah, I mean,
I say talking about Power Rangers for
why?
a podcast.
Why? I mean, I guess it'd be dishonorable, but why not bring her back?
That could be a fun, like... I mean, I know Rangers use like the Shattered Grid and multiverses. That could have been a fun way of like...
Yeah, they could have.
But honestly, I think if I was a producer, I'd be like, she's a bit desperate. I don't want to...
Yeah, I know she's the what was it?
That's too
the
obscure.
Sean Young trying to be Catwoman effect. Do you remember that story?
Listen, it's just like... Yeah, I do remember. Yes.
Yeah.
This is like... I think the most obscure they get is the Bandora Protocol. Is the most obscure reference that they do in this.
Okay,
special.
explain the Bandora Protocol to me.
Do you know? So all right, so Bandora is the name of Rita Repulsa's character in Super Sent in Kuryu Sentai Zyuranger. Her name is the Great Witch Bandora or something like that, or Witch Bandora.
Okay.
So
interesting.
It's a reference to her Sentai character.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then I thought for a second it was SPD, but the SPR, is that from In Space?
No, it's the thing that predates SPD. It's like the one before them, I think.
And what show?
In timeline.
And was that in a specific show?
No.
Okay, so it was like them kind of like saying...
This is going to become
a reference to SPD that...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because isn't SPD the one that's like in the future?
It is.
That we're slowly heading towards.
Yeah. Each series gets like closer to it.
This is all the road to SPD. It's kind of like Fast and Furious is all the road back to Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
It's the same thing basically.
Exactly. You know.
Actually, this is all the road to Tommy's kid becoming a ranger. Technically.
It's the same problem. Well, they don't have this problem because it's so far in the future. But this is the problem they had with Batman Beyond, where every time they do or consider doing a new DC animated thing, they're like, Batman Beyond, like, there's still like a few years where like that flashback into it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they couldn't get everybody back, understandably.
Yeah, so they kind of focused on who they could get back, and you know, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as like the 3 seasons before Zeo, right? Because it kind of people
and the movie
kind of forget about Zeo, but they shouldn't because it's the best.
And see, my favorite's Turbo.
It's then you're wrong. People
the
who
movie.
Oh my god.
The best Power Rangers movie.
You're foul.
Yeah.
So everyone remembers Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, those first 3 seasons. Everything after that doesn't really matter, even though it does, but it doesn't to people. So when you're doing the big reunion special, you want to bring back the original cast. So they got back some OG members from the first team. They got some members from the second team because
they do
if you're a Rangers fan, you know about this, but I'll say it for those who don't know for whatever reason. At some point in the middle of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 2, the actor who played Trini, Jason, and Zach wanted more money because they were a worldwide phenomenon. And everyone wanted to meet the Power Rangers, everyone loved Power Rangers, they were selling so much merch, and they were setting up for the movie, for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. They were filming in Australia to go film the movie, which is why the last 20 episodes of Season 2 has a lot of field trips to Australia.
Yes.
And other stuff like that because they're in Australia filming.
That's where they eventually do film some of the Disney ones as well.
Oh, yeah. So they wanted more money for both the movie and the show. And then the producers said, you can go fuck off.
We can get other Rangers. It's the outfit, not you.
Yeah, and so they did.
Yeah.
And that's where you get, Rocky DeSantos, you get Adam Park, and then you get Aisha.
She was basically just in her suit, right? She didn't physically appear?
Aisha was there with Adam in the pre-SPD. And that makes me so sad because Adam is the best Ranger next to Billy, in my opinion.
And Billy is the only one who lasted the whole time, right?
Billy's the only... No, Billy and... Billy and... Yeah, actually, Billy's... No, because... Yeah, no, because Billy... Yeah, if you talk about the main, like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers...
Yeah.
Just Billy.
Yeah. Yeah,
because Kim, in the middle of 3, leaves to go pursue ballet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then after Mighty Morphin, Billy loses his powers in Alien Rangers.
Right.
And then in Zeo, he's just like the mentor almost.
So how does he get his powers back? Okay,
I want to talk about this. I'm very annoyed about this. So, okay.
Because I have questions. I have a lot of questions here.
There's a lot of not talking about it. I love this. So, the actor who played Billy left the show during the very tail end of Zeo.
Yeah.
So before Turbo. So in Zeo, they bring back Jason as the Gold Ranger, which is peak. Oh my god, so good. And the whole time you think it's going to be Billy, right? Because... So Billy lost his powers because during the whole Alien Rangers event, they got turned into kids. Which is...
Nice.
Okay, because what happened was... Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 1 was adapting Kuryu Sentai Ranger, which only had like 50 some odd episodes, and that's where they took all their fight footage from. So as you go further on, you don't want to lose the suits, but you only have so many episodes to pull from to pull fights. So by the time we get to Mighty Morphin 3, when they introduce like the ninja suits, all this extra stuff that's filmed in America, because you don't have enough footage to do all the things you need to do, right? Which is when you get the Alien Rangers from Aquitar, who are the Rangers from the time that like if you go in order of like Sentai shows, they're the third one that they were adapting, and that's where all the Alien Ranger stuff comes from. So the Alien Rangers mini-series, the 10-episode mini-series, where those Rangers were the main Rangers fighting, and then you had the Kid Rangers trying to become not kids, was so they can use that footage, because they were like,
gotcha.
How do we do this?
Yeah.
So the Alien Rangers of Aquitar are from that. I forget the name of the Sentai series, but that's why
that's okay. They're very long.
That's okay. Yeah. So that's why they're there. So Billy reverses the age thing before anyone else.
Yeah, for himself. Yeah.
Yeah, for himself. He'll only have to do it once, does it himself. Makes sense. He's the smartest Ranger. Perfect. Let him deal with it. So, and Billy has the most like relationship with the Aquitar's people. So he basically helps them fight the stuff, and then eventually they get the Zeo crystals, and they're able to go back to being adults. No, they only get the Zeo crystals to become adults, but they become adults eventually through some bullshit. I forget what it is. But because Billy jerry-rigged his way back to becoming an adult, he couldn't wield the power anymore. So that's why in Zeo, he's just a mentor. And then whenever the Gold Ranger shows up, they're like, who's the Gold Ranger? It must be Billy. No, it's Jason, which is so cool. Actually, it's no one. It's Trey Triforia, who has to give his powers to someone. He can't give it to Billy. We need someone else. So we call in Jason. And it's his little send-off. It's awesome.
Cool.
But then towards the end of that, Billy all of a sudden becomes old.
Oh, he just gets aged?
He gets aged one day for an episode because of the whole age thing.
Yeah.
And so Billy's not there. It's some old guy as Billy.
Okay.
And then they send him back to Aquitar, and they heal him, but he can't leave Aquitar. And there's this like ISIS hostage footage of Billy's face, and it's warped, and it's clearly some other person talking. And he's like, "Hi, I'm on Aquitar now. I met a nice girl. I'm gonna stay here. It's great here. Bye, guys." And that's it. And so, and because the actor who played Billy is gay.
Yeah.
And he got bullied on set by a lot of people, some crew and stuff, and didn't feel comfortable and wasn't getting paid enough, yada yada, and so he left because... So this was him... So him coming back for this special is kind of a redemption for him, which is kind of one of the reasons why I'm cool with the special starring Billy, is because he needed his redemption. The thing is...
Oh.
How the fuck did they leave Aquitar?
I don't know, man.
They never even talk about it, really. Do they?
So,
I watched it a month ago, so I don't remember them talking. They kind of like blanket address it as he left or something. But it's like, I don't know, man. The whole like...
Because at the end, he says he has to go back. Or he says he has to go on further adventures.
Yeah.
In space, basically.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like hand-waved. And the special as a whole, the thing that was strange to me was, and I think we should just like get into some of the nitty-gritty. So the basic premise of this is, okay, Rita Repulsa comes back.
Yes. Her evil energy. So
Okay.
So the reason why that happens is at the end of... Don't eye roll me, fucker.
No, not eye rolling.
At the end of In Space, the Red Ranger Andros has to euthanize Zordon. Mm-hmm. This is legit.
Spread him throughout the galaxy. Yeah.
So Zordon has to die, and his good energy spreads throughout the galaxy. Mm-hmm. And during this sequence, a bunch of random minions die, and some villains become good. Like Divatox becomes good. Rita and Zed become good. And they become like real people, like real people, like normal people.
Yeah.
Which is fine because like since Zeo, Rita and Zed had been on this like slow arc throughout Zeo, Turbo, and In Space of becoming good.
Yeah.
Like in Zeo, they basically defeat the Machine Empire for the Rangers. They don't even do it themselves. It's technically Rita and Zed redeeming themselves by defeating the Machine Empire.
And that's cool. I remember you saying the Machine Empire was hype.
They were so cool. Best villains. I love Zeo. Sorry. Best series. And so they get hit with that wave of Zordon energy,
Particles, yeah.
and then become good. And so remember when the trailer first came out for Once and Always a Ranger, I was like, but Rita became good. So this special, what Billy is saying is Zordon's waves of good are still spreading throughout the galaxy.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes sense because the universe is infinite. So naturally, sorry for the dogs. The universe is infinite, so naturally
it's going to keep going.
It's going to keep going. So if we can harness that, we can maybe get him back. Because Andros, while being great, wasn't as smart as Billy Cranston. No one is.
No.
So Andros, I bet if Billy was there, maybe we didn't have to euthanize Zordon, but we did. Got to deal with that.
Well, but now what's revealed is that they attempt to bring Zordon back, and Billy is there, but so explain to me.
I'd love to.
Alpha.
I love being the one with the
Alpha
knowledge
9
right now.
Is the current.
This is a very interesting power dynamic.
So yeah. Remind me. It was just called Alpha in the original, or was he Alpha 9?
He was Alpha something.
Because Alpha 8 gets...
He was a number in the show. I forget. I think it was Alpha... He was Alpha 5.
Alpha 5, because Alpha 8 gets taken over by the evil energy of Rita, which is why she's a robot now.
Yeah, so Alpha 5 was the one in Mighty Morphin. And then I think in Mighty Morphin Season 3, they got Alpha 6, who speaks in the New York accent, yo, bippity bop. I'm not even fucking kidding. This happens, and then the next series they just drop that without saying a word. So naturally, over the years, more alphas happened. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So yeah, instead of pulling Zordon's good energy, they pulled Rita's bad energy.
Yeah.
Very cool that out of all the possible evil energies you could have grabbed in the galaxy, you grabbed the one that had a personal stakes against you in specific.
It wasn't
wouldn't it be funny if you pulled Divatox?
What if they had pulled someone from the Samurai series?
Yeah, from Super Samurai.
Like Lordo, they pulled him out.
They could have pulled Rito Revolto. That would have been a funny special.
But
of course, because
you gotta have it be her
special.
Yeah.
But they kept it in canon and in lore by having it be not her but her energy. So I do appreciate the fact that they respected the fact that Zordon got euthanized.
It wasn't meaningless.
Yes, because that was one thing I was worried about was. Are we really going to make Zordon's sacrifice null and void?
Yep.
No, but they didn't.
So she shows up and attacks, and in protecting Billy, Trini gets hit by a death spell, and just fucking dies.
Which rarely happens. Not since Lost Galaxy has this sort of thing happened.
Yeah. So for me, that was a very, very cool way to kind of open it with she died.
Yeah, because when it shows her there, you're like, oh, Trini's still around. Mm-hmm. But I mean, clearly we can't.
But I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, I only knew about Jason David Frank.
Yeah.
So my thing was.
Oh wait, you didn't know that Trini's actress was.
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know. Again, because I don't know which actors can't. I didn't know the reasoning behind why some of the actors weren't there. So as far as I knew, he was the only one who had passed. So I was like, when Trini died, I was like. Oh, weird. It's strange that he didn't kill off, Jason David Frank. Yeah. And it was and maybe it was a sensitivity thing, I don't know. But then that happened, I was like, oh, okay. And so then, of course, you got the three leads are, you got Zach, Billy, and then Min.
Yeah.
Minnie.
Which is great because, if you think about it, Billy and Zach were two characters that left not on their own terms. Mm-hmm. At least Austin St. John got to come back and do something in Turbo and have a good send off. Turbo's great because he gets the Gold Ranger powers and then has to give them up to save Trey of Triforia at the end of Zeo. And then he has this little. Then there's 5 episodes left of Zeo where he has to deal with the fact that he's not a Ranger anymore, and it's awesome. And while it would have been nice to have him come back and get different powers at some point, it was a cool way. It was a cool send off for him as a character. So. I was fine with him not being here, but Billy got hostage stolen to Aquitar, And then Zach went to the peace conference and never came back.
So I'm not up on.
Unless you read the comics.
I'm not up on the lore.
Where they became the Omega Rangers.
Because I know in the comics and the games, multiple Rangers can exist of the same color or the same kind of, because like I know in certain series there's a thing about the grid can't handle it if there's duplicates. Right, or that certain, the reason we follow different generations is that it's this generation, but then again there's like different types of Rangers, so it's very unclear.
And yet this gets broken in the 3rd season of the show.
Okay.
By the existence of the Alien Rangers.
Yeah.
The fact that, like, okay, and here's the thing about season 3. Season 3 is great, but also breaks a lot of things. It's like Azkaban. It's like, oh, this is great, but you
Time turner.
But you ruin a lot of things. Because in season 3 Mighty Morphin, we introduced Masked Rider, which is what I'm wearing.
Masked Rider.
That's a secret that'll help us later. So we have a Masked Rider.
Yep.
So there's people who are not necessarily Rangers who have abilities.
Yep.
And who can, like, I almost said henshin instead of morph, because they say in Kamen Riders.
Henshin, yeah.
Yeah. There's people who can morph who aren't necessarily Rangers. And certain planets have their own Rangers.
Which that makes sense.
They're like lanterns.
I know it technically breaks it, but from what I understood, that technically makes sense, as that's kind of like each planet or each type of Rangers. So like these type of Rangers. Anyway.
Yeah. So I haven't gotten far enough into Rangers as a whole to get to the point where they're like talking about the grid and certain things.
I bring this up because Rita kidnaps, well, technically Snizzard, who was great. Snizzard kidnaps Tommy and who else is he?
Everyone who didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kidnaps them to use in this machine to drain their energy, and at first I was like, oh, you have so many spots, but there's only a few Rangers, and I was like, oh, later on in the special, it's like, no, I collected like 20 Rangers off screen, you just didn't see it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Oh my god.
Okay, and I didn't...
is so powerful.
Clearly, yeah, his stun technique is OP.
He captured you even.
Yeah, he did. I wanted to go back, I didn't have time before this, but I wanted to go back and look up like what Rangers specifically she got, because it's like...
It's a lot.
She beat... I mean, Minotaur and Snizzard beat a lot of Rangers in a short period of time.
Yes. And of course they have the whole like, well, but they don't have the ability to do time travel yet. But also you can think about the fact that it's the current holders of those powers. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But also there's like Turbo Rangers there.
Yep.
And Turbo Rangers were just some things Zordon made up. Actually, technically, okay, so the reason why... Okay, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's about Billy, which is why this is important.
Yeah.
So originally, Billy was supposed to be around for Turbo. Because he was the one who built the Turbo powers.
Okay.
And as he was working on the entirety of Zeo, was the Turbo powers. And that's why Zeo is great, because the whole time they were doing Zeo, they were thinking about the next series. They were planning.
And then Turbo lived up to it. Nah.
Fuck, man.
Nah, that ain't me.
Fuck, it hurts. It hurts so fucking bad. So yeah, they collect all these Rangers, and either doing wibbly wobbly, or they're just like getting whoever holds the current powers, or I don't know, because there's some Rangers who they capture who, like, you think about Turbo, and it's like, okay, who has held the green Turbo power? Okay, Adam Park, TJ, but then TJ's also, I think, a blue Ranger in space, so it's like, okay,
well, and again,
which one is he right now?
This is something they introduced later, is I know they wanted the Green Ranger, because it's the original team in the opening.
Yeah.
But it's revealed in later seasons that Tommy has the ability to, like, use all of his different powers in some capacity.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe he just did it because he was like, oh, I'm nostalgic about the Green
Depending on the episode in the future, either you can easily use your past power, or it's hard.
Yes.
Because there's an episode in Zeo. Because Zeo's so fucking good. No, it wasn't Zeo, actually. It was, I think it was maybe... No, it was in space.
Mm-hmm.
Where they weren't in space. Where, like, Carlos, the Black Ranger's having trouble, like, is having doubts because maybe he hit somebody, like a teammate during a battle, and is questioning himself. And so Adam Park shows up to help him be a better Ranger. And it's revealed in the episode that he still has his morpher and his broken power coin. And they're like, no, Adam, you can't use it. He's like, yeah, but I want to be a Ranger again.
Okay.
So there's sometimes where it's like, well, what happened matters. Like in that episode where it's like, hey, like you can't use it anymore. It's broken because the fucking power changer blew up. So you can't use those powers anymore. Because the end of Mighty Morphin 3/Alien Rangers is the whole last 10 episodes is Goldar and Rito Revolto sneaking underneath like the sands of LA to get under the power chamber to blow it the fuck up, which is what destroys the power coins and everything. Which is why they have to go get the Zeo crystals. Zeo Quest.
I have another question. Okay. So there's this arc in here where Min wants to use Trini's morpher. But
and she can't.
She can't.
Right.
Because she's pursuing vengeance instead of justice.
That's bullshit.
How does Lord Draken exist then?
How does the original Green Ranger exist?
How does the White Ranger from... It just doesn't make sense. Why is this the reason?
It exists because that's her character arc.
The grid just knows.
The grid knows, man. It's Zordon's good goop in the universe.
Maybe it only... No. Anyway, we'll come back. We'll put a pin in that. Minotaur was one of my favorite characters because he had so many good lines. For instance, rows and rows of human graves. It's beautiful.
That was amazing.
Another one was, thanks, I hate it, when he gets attached to the magnet.
Yeah.
But he was delightful.
Yeah, he was great.
Can't track, they're morphed. I liked him and Snizzer. They were cool.
They were a good duo. I understand why they took out everybody. Hit him with those zingers. So I appreciate the special opens up with us in the middle of action, by the way.
Yeah.
I felt like we never left. It was kind of nice.
Yeah, I did like that. And again, the way they kind of... The premise is that, let's say you haven't seen anything else besides Mighty Morphin, we're right back into it, and then a Ranger dies.
Yeah.
So it's like I think that is...
You're hooked.
Yeah,
I was hooked.
That as a concept was cool. Like, let's just pretend this is a normal episode, and then it's an extended episode where things go differently than they normally would.
It felt very Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
It did feel like that, didn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. I thought that was nice. There's this bit where Robo Repulsa, Minotaur,
Robo-Rita,
I know.
not like Robo Repulsa.
Robo Repulsa is funnier. She, Minotaur, and Snizzard unleash putties, but it's not just in Angel Grove. It's over the entire world. I guess that's their explanation for how they got those other Rangers, is there was just so many putties.
Everyone just got called in, yeah.
Everyone was getting...
In the past, whenever they'd be like, oh, we have to create a distraction on Earth, and they just attack like one city in California, and it's like, I mean...
So
okay.
I had my headcanon of all the other Ranger groups fighting the putties.
It's too much money, but I do imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was this funny bit where they come up to the putties, and then... I forget who it was. I think it was Billy. He pulls his laser pistol out. And he shoots a putty, like, in the face, and it explodes.
Yeah.
And then they immediately go in for close quarters combat. I'm like, why not just shoot them now?
I don't know, man. Dude, Billy is the strongest Ranger, IMHO. Like, he is so fucking powerful. Like, there's a bit in... I forget what season it is, but, like... You know how for the Zord fights, they all have to come together to make the Ultra Zord and fight the monster?
Normally, yes.
Billy... At one point, in his normal Zord thing, beats, I think, like 2. And there's also a bit in Zeo where he has no powers, where he takes out, like, monsters in, like, his normal human form without morphing. And
they establish in this that they're like, dude, that monster would kill you in 1 second.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even, like, damage them. It's impossible.
Even though Billy himself can do that. And not only that, so one of the reasons why I love Billy is because there's some parts in... Zeo where he goes off screen for a bit.
Yeah.
It's because he's solving he goes and off screen ends the Aquitar Civil War.
He just does it. He's the Dragon Reborn, he does it off screen.
Yeah, he does it off screen. And he comes back and says, hey guys, stop the Civil War on Aquitar, I'm back now.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
Ended centuries of conflict.
And Rocky's like, no, it's because you're the Gold Ranger. He's like, the Gold what?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, he was actually legitimately solving a Civil War on Aquitar.
So
Billy Cranston's amazing.
Let's talk about Min, because
acting's not the best, but she has heart. It's kind of how I felt about her.
Here's what I'll say. I her scene where she was okay. So not her first scene. Let me kind of do this out of order. Her scene where she's like practicing and her yells were weak.
Yeah.
She was bad. She was real bad. I actually liked her in the drama scenes.
Yeah.
So like, there's a scene where she's talking to Billy and she's like, it's your. Oh hey, what's up?
I'm gonna fuck up your recording.
That's fine.
How much longer do you think you guys got? No rush at all.
Probably like get done definitely by 5.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna deliver Uber Eats stuff for
Okay.
because I need extra money. So
That's cool, man. Yeah, we're just chilling here. We're just,
you're just talking about Power Rangers.
Yeah, we just got into the special. We're talking about the lore for 20
Oh,
minutes.
good. Yeah, like I said, no rush because
Yeah, no worries. We'll figure something out with food later and
yes, for sure.
do that because I know you're hungry.
Rangers sustains me though. That was our friend Nathaniel.
Yeah, you know him quite well. So her stuff in the drama scenes was actually pretty good. So like, they do the contrived bit where Rita Repulsa killed her mom, and then she walks into the room, and I'm like,
That was hilarious. That was so funny.
But they do this really good scene where
Not funny, it was sad.
she's looking at Billy, and she's like, this never would have happened if she didn't save your life. And then Billy's just like crestfallen, he's gonna cry, and she's like, "Oh, did that sting? Good." And I was like, Jesus Christ! She went for his throat. She's like,
She really went for it.
Sting? And Zach's like trying to rein her in, like, listen, I'm like a great guardian, and you're beating up on Billy a bit. And Billy's like, no, I deserve it. I deserve everything.
Do you think that old Billy and Zach had a thing going on a little bit? They're very close.
That's a way you can read it. I know that the special references, I think, one of Billy's love interests, who I believe is female, but they have that.
Well, because on Aquatari meets a woman.
A woman. But there was that scene with the gay couple who were fighting putties.
That was
in their crash car.
Listen, okay.
And that to me felt like it was like, hey, listen, it's like we're not gonna make Billy gay, but we're not gonna make Billy bi, but
listen. As a man who loves and has sexual relations with men, so absolve me of anything I'm about to say. That scene where they saved the gay couple, at the same time felt really nice and very forced.
My husband over.
I know. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, the enunciation was just like.
They were like, we need to make sure this is clear in the audio mixing. Everyone's gonna know.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna see that we love Billy Cranston.
And gay people.
And gay people. Unrelated, but we love both of them.
So that was nice. But at the same time, I kind of was like, okay. But thank you. But okay.
I think you could definitely. They definitely have. They show Billy and Zach to be closer than any other relationship, at least what we see in the special.
There's been a trend I've noticed in movies where like we don't want to have gay characters, but we do. But we don't have them kissing or be main characters. So we'll just save a gay couple, and we'll just say they're gay. And so that the Chinese edit is easy.
Yeah. It's fine if it's 53 minutes instead of 55 in China.
That's right.
Anyway, yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So, I actually thought she showed promise in the drama scenes. Mm-hmm. I think her martial arts were a bit weak. But
my thing is, for a Rangers actor, fine. On par.
See, coming from Dino Thunder, they actually do a lot of scenes of them with you because they have like an ability outside of their. It's interesting. They have like an ability outside of their Ranger form that they can't use in their Ranger form, but they can use in their human form.
Okay.
Which is interesting, and maybe I need to go back, but I remember them being a bit better. But then again, they had more fights than Min does. And to be fair, she's supposed to be shitty until the very end.
She is,
because the putties like whip her ass. There's this bit where she hits the putty and she's like shaking her hand. I'm like, wow, that's some pretty impressive power scaling there. The putties are messing you up. They like pick her up and do a backdrop onto the table.
These putties will fuck you up.
Yeah.
So we got the.
And that's also the scene where Zach does the hip hop dance break.
Hip hop keto, bro.
Hip hop keto, which was great.
Power / Rangers is canon.
Yeah. I guess the evil energy of Rita stuck around a bit longer. Spoiler alert.
So this is the scene where they go to they have that contrived bit where Min walks in on finding out that her mom's dead. Who's the dad? No one knows. Where's Trini's family or the dad's family? No one knows. Zach can take care of it. This person that, I mean, I'm sure that she's known, but still, it's like, where's
How old is she supposed to be?
like
Is she supposed to be like
16?
16?
Probably,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can buy that.
I can buy it.
Like
So
15.
they
and then I
go
can do
to
jumps.
they go to bury. So they go to Trini's grave on the 1 year anniversary, and Rita's there.
Yeah. With
With-
Minotaur
with
and Snizzard.
Snizzard.
Yeah.
That's when they capture Jason, Kimberly, Tommy,
Yep.
and then they turn into toys that you can buy on Hasbro.com.
Why would you want to buy a ranger who's constricted by snakes?
It's a collectible.
I understand. Make it a Funko.
Oh, you sick fuck.
I know. I'm sorry. I live within 20 miles of it.
I know. That's a problem. I hate that we're close to it. So, oh yeah, by the way, the Rangers Command Center is now Billy's like headquarters for his tech company.
It's in the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the command center is in the basement of his tech company,
Yes.
which is so great. What a
Yeah.
fun little way of keeping the command center, but also like making it like
The Batcave.
the Batcave.
He is kind of like he is kind of like Tony Stark. He's got his own tech company.
Searching
and-
for the answer to everything,
Yeah.
so he can retire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants to make the suit of armor around the world. Okay. So obviously it's a 55-minute special, so the plot is very simple.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the overall plot line, which is Min is frustrated, wants to get vengeance, and Billy and Zach are trying to rein her in. Billy cares about Min, but Min hates him, and
Yeah.
he hates himself, so that
Yeah.
prevents him from connecting. So the arc is about Zach being a father to Min and getting her to see Billy as a mentor figure
Yeah.
and forgive him. Getting Billy to forgive himself, and then the actual...
Another dad.
yes,
yeah.
basically, yes. And then the Rita plot is
She wants to capture all the Rangers and turn them into Hasbro toys
so I can get enough energy
to go back in time.
go back in time and CGI make enough money from these figures to get the CGI budget so I can have two Ritas in the same room.
Yes.
But she wants to go back in time to the prologue of MMPR.
Yeah,
when
not
she's in
not
the
back to
space-
when she got stuck into the space dumpster the first time,
No.
but the one that you know from the show.
Well, so they can use the footage.
Yes.
They can just use the footage in the time window she can see through.
They can't use the footage in Kiryu Sentai Zoo Ranger of Bandora being sealed.
No.
No.
But she wants to go back and give all the future knowledge of the Rangers and everything to young Rita, and then kill the Rangers in their sleep,
Yeah.
so they never get recruited by Zordon.
Smart.
And then probably just like destroy Alpha and Zordon or something,
Yeah.
and take over the universe.
Right.
Now, I don't remember.
And at some point have to seduce Lord Zed. They're not attracted to each other yet. They're not a thing yet.
See, that was what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't have experience with time travel in the Rangers verse, so I don't know like if this would create any problems, or if she could just change history, or if it would create an offshoot timeline, or they don't ever go through the portal.
No,
the
which
thing
is great.
If this had been a 2-hour thing, they would have gone through the portal and
And we would have had like the one Star Trek episode where CGIing in people into old episodes,
which
Yeah.
was great.
which is great.
But the thing is we only because we only got a poster of Bulk and Skull, and I know that made you sad.
That made me depressed. Bulk and Skull have been in, I think, probably like
I remember looking up. I think it's
9 or 10.
series. Yeah,
Yeah.
One of them has. I know Bulk has been in the most out of any actor, I believe.
Yes. And he was a Ranger in the canon role-playing game season of Power Rangers.
What?
There is a season. It's a sequel to I forget which series, but it's a sequel series to a Rangers series that is a
What?
a like 10 episode role-playing game session that is canon to
Okay.
Rangers and Bulk's actor plays a character who is a ranger.
So this is one of those. They had They had this with Star Trek. They had Star Trek Borg and Star Trek Klingon, where you would be the POV character, and they would be telling you like, "You're a Klingon, so you got to do this," and then you would do the choose your own adventure shit. Is it like that?
No, it's like D&D.
So you're just like rolling dice of the character.
It's basically they saw the Critical Role was popular, so they did a role-playing game session.
Okay.
That's in universe canon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I see.
And Bulk's actor was a part of it. He played a different character who was a ranger.
So.
Yeah, so Bulk and Skull not being in it was kind of sad. Because they're honestly a part of the spirit of Rangers. And they're so. Their arc from MMPR through Zeo is incredible.
Yeah.
And then Turbo happens.
Oh,
Well, that's okay. I don't want to talk about it right now. But,
no, it's all right.
But I'm sad that they're not there. They should have been. But I'm happy they're still scheming and doing random bullshit. That was nice.
Yeah, that is pretty nice.
So dumb. Sorry.
And so, basically, there's not much else other than...
Oh yeah, Kat and Rocky show up.
They do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rocky, who left the series in the best way possible. So Rocky, when he exited... So Rocky came in and was the Red Ranger. Mm-hmm. He should never have been a Red Ranger. I love Rocky.
It's very strange that he's a Red Ranger.
Because it's weird, because typically Red is the leader.
Typically, yeah.
But it was very much Tommy was the leader, and then Red was just...
Yeah.
It should have been Adam, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's all right.
So Rocky is in there for, half of the second season of Mighty Morphin, the movie, 3, Zeo, and then during Turbo, the movie Turbo, Rocky is teaching this class on karate, and at some point falls and hurts his back.
Oh.
And they're in the hospital, and they're like, "Oh, poor Rocky."
Oh, my back.
He's like, "Oh, my back." And then this is when little kid Justin is hiding under the bed and hears them all talk about being Rangers and how there's this problem we have to solve, and now Rocky's hurt. And then, Justin's like, "I know you're Rangers." And then Rocky's like, "Hey, since I'm injured, Justin can have my Ranger abilities." And then whenever the movie's over, Rocky's like, "Yeah, you can just keep it." And then he's in an episode of Turbo where I think they're telling him what happened in the Turbo movie. He's like, "Whoa, that's so crazy," and that's it. So Rocky hurt his back, and 20, 30 years later came back to Rangers.
Hey, he had enough physical therapy.
And now he's a firefighter.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's still a goofball.
He's red.
Yeah, it made sense.
It's like fire truck.
He bulked up a bit. It's nice.
Yeah, he bulked up.
Yeah.
And then,
Kat is Tommy's wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Right. It's strange that they did that, but they didn't say who Min's father was.
Yeah. Yes.
Huh.
So they're so
maybe that's in the sequel. That's the Min-centric special.
So there was an episode, I think in season 3 of Mighty Morphin, where they show up. There's an episode where Tommy Oliver's saying some storybook thing.
Right.
To his kid, his grandchild.
Oh, okay.
And Kat's his wife in this thing.
Oh, he's old.
Yeah, he's an old man.
Yeah.
He's decrepit. And
oh, jeez.
And at some point at the end of the story, his son comes in, and he's a ranger.
Oh. And they got to do that before SPD.
And Tommy was babysitting the kid, and then but Tommy's kid's a ranger. So we knew from that they got together and had a kid. And
gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. And I think in the special she talks about picking up that kid from school.
She does. She says being a mom is almost as hard as being a ranger.
And that kid will become a ranger one day.
Yeah, that's the 2 series before SPD or something.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there slowly. If they don't, that's what they need to do is just do SPD again.
Yeah.
And they just re-release it as it is. we reached it.
Yeah.
When we get to the actual. In our timeline, when we get to the actual time when SPD came out, they just re-release it and no one's going to notice. They're yep.
It's in the canon.
Yeah.
It's the timeline.
So,
That's funny.
Not a whole lot happens. But then they're like,
I mean, here's what we can talk about though. I think that like so this is a Rangers show
yeah,
where it's entirely U.S. footage. Nothing was taken from a Japanese Sentai series.
That's right.
Everything is, and that's kind of on par for like movies. Like in the Mighty Morphin movie
Mighty
was
Morphin
all
movie, yeah.
U.S. footage. Same with Turbo movie. So this kind of follows that. It's kind of interesting because it's like a special, so it's kind of like a TV, but not really. But it is, but it isn't. Yeah, all U.S. footage. The fight scenes are actually pretty good. There's some really cool like set pieces where like it's nice that the Rangers are able to interact with the civilians for once because
yes,
yeah,
that was really nice actually,
because you couldn't do that because why is it every time in Angel Grove, California,
why is Angel Grove filled
everyone's Asian?
99% of the population is Japanese. What the hell?
It's so weird.
It is a California town, so it's possible.
So it's nice that they're able to like help out people. The monsters and the Rangers can be a bit more involved with them, and like it looks more like California for once, and not like the abandoned district in Japan.
Yeah, I thought overall the fights and the effects were quite good.
For the most part, I have some complaints, but
I'm guessing it's about the giant stuff.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there.
So they concoct this plan. They concoct this plan to get into. They have this multi-phase plan.
Right.
And part of it is going invisible.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about this. It's been a month. Sorry.
Yeah, they sneak into Rita's.
Into the
Bandora base on the moon.
And also, sorry to go back a bit. On the command center, they had like the Bandora protocol.
Yes.
And in it, they were alerting all these other stations, and it was like from other Ranger series. So that was nice.
Yeah.
Like the Mega Voyager and the Lost Galaxy place, and yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. I mean, it is a special primarily about Mighty Morphin, but they do put a few little nuggets in there.
like the little figures for people who watch the other shows. They had stuff from In Space and Lost Galaxy in there. I mean, shit, they even referenced like the Sentai series. Yeah. And when I saw Bandora Protocol, I was like, oh, we're referencing Super Sentai? What the fuck?
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah. And,
sorry, they snuck into the... I didn't mean to
No. They sneak in, and they're gonna...
Sneak around.
And sneak around. And they're gonna... This is when they figure out what the machine is doing. And Rita outright admits something very interesting. I thought it was... even though Rita is... This is just her pure evil. I know she goes on an arc, but this is kind of her pure evil again.
That's the evil side of her, yeah.
Yeah, but they do have this very kind of good moment in a subtle way where she says, no, it's true, you are more powerful together. Like, as a team, you are stronger. Like, I know I would constantly mock your weakness, but it's undeniable. Like, I didn't even get all the Rangers I wanted, and it's already almost powered up. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, like, it was this kind of cool... It was, you could say it was... a contrivance for plot, but I thought it was actually like using the good way character-wise, where Rita was like, no, you are a worthy opponent.
Yes. And that's why I will use it against you.
Yes. And so there's this thing, something I didn't get about the special is I know they were trying to like kind of sneak around, but they're like, oh, Minotaur can track us if we're morphed. And then Minotaur is basically on his own, and they don't just morph and kill him. When later two of them basically kill him.
Yeah.
I don't really get why, but it is what it is. I know Billy was trying to say, listen, all-out destruction is not the way usually, and then at the end they just kill everyone.
Yeah, well, of course.
Because it's like the most dire. It's like, no, we can't allow her to got to get back to the past. But yeah, so it was funny to me how they were like, oh, we gotta run, we gotta beam and teleport away from Minotaur, and we can't be morphed while we're doing it.
It was a very nice excuse to have the actors beat the actors.
Yeah, I guess if Minotaur was like way stronger.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, they also had this scene. Yeah, this is related to the gay couple where where Min steals the rad bug,
which they drop in the show so early.
Oh, I didn't realize. Yeah, that's in the show.
So okay, so the reason why in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the reason why they teleport everywhere is because in Koryu Sentai Zero Ranger, because it's a hack. Sorry, not to be mean, because it's a fucking hack ripoff of Kamen Rider. They motorcycle everywhere.
What?
Listen, it's everything.
It's almost like Super Sentai is just kind of a ripoff of Ultraman and Kamen Rider.
Yeah, almost. It really
Almost.
is. It's like, what if we took the giant fights from Ultraman
Yeah.
and the bikes and transformation of Kamen Rider,
I just mixed it.
but instead of one Kamen Rider, it's 5 of them and they're different colors.
Well, you can sell more toys that way.
That's right.
Anyway.
And yet some are superior. Yeah. So the reason why there's teleportation is because, and the way they have the watches is because Billy makes, by the way. Billy makes the teleportation watches.
He's just the best. Man.
And the rad bug is because they didn't want them. They couldn't show the footage of them biking because sometimes they'd be like helmets off biking. They'd be going through Japanese districts.
Right.
So have them teleport. They just arrive. We don't have enough time to have them fucking travel anywhere. Mm-hmm. They just get there. And the rad bug was a way for them to get back to the command center without being morphed. And because it was a cloaked, so Billy had the rad bug available to to go right to the command center.
I see.
And fly.
It did remind me of Chamber of Secrets. I won't deny.
Or does Chamber of Secrets remind you
of the rad bug?
That's right.
That's actually what it actually is.
It's same car. Did J.K. Rowling steal?
Yeah.
Probably. She's a bitch.
Speaking of Rita Repulsa.
Speaking of repulsive. And then the show, they dropped the rad bug pretty early on. So it's cool that this special brought back that when it was kind of discarded. Like they just one day just stopped using it. Probably some test audiences were like, that's dumb.
That's dumb.
It's too hokey.
Yeah, in Power Rangers, it's too hokey.
Listen, parents were mad that they were using guns.
Yeah, it was in that period. The 90s was a difficult time.
Yeah. Columbine.
What?
What?
You say Clementine?
I did. The Walking Dead.
They get to the command center. They have this big fight. They kind of split off into groups. Mm-hmm. I forget who is specifically with who, but a couple really cool things happen. Billy, like, straight up impales Rita Repulsa from behind, like, sneak attack, sucker punches her.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great. He was just like, no.
Yeah.
No, no. That's not happening. You're dead.
Yeah.
And then Minotaur gets, like, mega impaled.
Yeah.
The Red Ranger just goes, Excalibur, stabs it into him.
Rocky just fucks him up. We forgot to mention, by the way, there's a point where Min tries to go fight the plays on her own, and she goes to Ernie's old juice bar. The juice bar. And then Zach shows up and is like, you messed with the wrong place. And it's like, do you still have, like, fondness for this place you hung out when you were, like, 18?
Bro, look at all the people who haven't left Angel Grove.
Yeah.
This is their home.
It's a trap, bro. Then they're like, oh, do they have Ernie's old recipe? And I'm like, no, bro.
They haven't had it for 15 years.
This is now like a McDonald's has been franchised.
No, it's not a McDonald's. It's more like a Bigfoot Java.
No one knows what that means.
That's why I love it. It's because people are going to go, what? No, there's probably a Wikipedia article about it. I don't know.
And great coffee.
And she's like all pissed off, and Zach's like, listen, this is Ranger business. You're just a kid. Like, you need to stay out of trouble.
It's like, but aren't kids Ranger business?
And she's like, I'm following my mother's example. I'm a teen with attitude.
Yeah, she was like, you were younger than me when you started doing this.
I was like, oh, yeah, that's a good point.
But also, Billy was a little bitch in the first season.
Yeah. Well, They
even mentioned the being afraid of heights for Trini, and I was like, oh my god, that was an episode.
It's important, man.
One of the first 4, I think.
It's important.
Yeah, it was really early on.
But then later at the command center, they have this moment where, and this was kind of confusing. They have this moment where, so she's gonna get hit. No, sorry. Billy's gonna get hit again by the death spell, and Min jumps in front of it.
The death spell.
And that's what it is.
The spell of death.
And then she collapses. And, but in her jacket, she had the morpher, and it just hit the morpher. Yeah. And then she, like, sees all these, like, stock footage memories of her mom. And I was immediately like, so does she have her mom's memories? But then at the end, she's, like, doesn't know some of these stories that Zach and Billy are telling her. So I'm like, so does she only have, like, her Ranger memories? Does she
Yeah.
only have like her Ranger
No,
capabilities?
she didn't have Trini getting knocked up and having her. That wasn't in
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that'll hit a few days later. That's like, oh god.
It's not a time delay.
Yeah, it's a time delay. Like you don't get that immediately. No, but yeah. So it was it was very interesting because it was like, oh, now I have like all my training, all my mom's abilities, and that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
To get the whole team.
Yeah.
Because then she and Billy are in the Zord. Because then Snizzard gets grown, make my monster grow.
Yep. And then we have the scene, the worst part of the special. So, all right. So I will say, for the most part, I really love this special. I think that it's like a really fun homage to old Rangers.
Yeah.
Stuff was kept pretty much in canon, which makes a nerd like us very happy. When stuff makes sense and you can go, okay, this aligns with older things. Consistency matters. I love it. It's a nice homage to Trini. It's a good way for Billy and Zach to have a finished character arc that they never got to have.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and same with Trini, too, because Trini didn't get to have that either. Like you know, Austin St. John got to come back as Jason and finish off his character. And then Tommy, of course, has what show?
I don't remember.
Where he comes back and is... Yeah.
Well, Tommy gets so much in the other media anyway.
Yeah.
Like
and then
Lord Draken
you know,
and all
Kim
that stuff.
got to leave on her own terms in season 3. You know, Rocky couldn't get a send-off. This was great for him. Kat got shepherded in with everyone else. They're in the Turbo Purge.
The infamous Turbo Purge of 90 whatever.
Or in the middle of Turbo, Tommy wanted to leave, and Kat wanted to leave, I think. But Adam and Tanya wanted to stay. And they thought, well, let's just get rid of all 4 of the older kids. Keep Justin the child.
Yeah.
And get a whole new team. Because you know, John Young Bosch wanted to stay.
Yeah.
That's why he always comes back for Rangers. He's always down to come back for Rangers. Even though he has this big prolific career, probably the most most
of all
successful
of them, he's
career.
the most successful. Aside, it's like him. It's him and Jason David Frank, but
even that's a bit
well, I mean, it's more tied to Rangers, but you know what I mean. Johnny on Bosch is the most successful, but he has a lot of voice acting. So it's about what you consider. He has a more prolific career, but Jason David Frank is more physically well known. Like people would more spot him on the street, but it's up to like.
Yeah. And also there's
better career for sure.
The girl who plays Nynaeve in the Wheel of Time Amazon show is in a Rangers series.
Oh, okay.
And I think, is it Rose McIver who was in a Rangers?
I think so.
I think it was Rose McIver. Yeah, RPM. I'd argue she's also probably one of the more popular Rangers.
For sure.
She was in iZombies, all those Netflix Christmas Prince movies that I actually kind of love.
Nice.
And so, I'd say Johnny and Bosch has kind of moved on pretty well from Rangers, but will always come back.
Well, it's easy to come back when it's not everything that you're known for.
Yeah, it's true.
I think it's harder when it's like, I'm already going to cons all the time and doing all this. And
so for him too, I feel like his episode in Space was a good send off where he came back and was able to kind of pass the torch.
But your point being that the special was like, here's these 3 characters, let's give them.
It focused on characters who never got a chance to really have a proper goodbye. Like Rocky, what breaks his fucking back and is just gone.
Yeah.
Like Kat just gets turbo purged. I am sad that, I'm happy Aisha was there, even though I don't like Aisha as a character. I think she's like really nothing special. But Tanya, on the other hand, is a really interesting character. Tanya was a character who I think was in... No, I think she might have been a Zio character when she didn't get brought back. Yeah. Yes, because she gets... Okay, so what happens is, during the whole Zio quest thing, I think, Aisha goes back and goes to Africa, and, and since she knows a lot about animals and stuff, and the animals in Africa are having problems, she stays in Africa, and this African girl, Tanya, comes back and is a ranger. Mm-hmm. And then she's in Zio. And that's what happens during, when they were kids, and Aisha's actor didn't know that was happening, and then found out after the fact that happened. So it was nice for her to come back, just to be able to do more with her character. I'm sad Tanya wasn't there, but since she's technically more of a Zio character, I kind of get it. This is honoring Mighty Morphin.
Yeah, that's the main purpose.
This isn't Zio once and always.
No, hopefully that'll come though. We know we're gonna get the Zio in space SPD crossover.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for leaving out a couple.
Well, Lost Galaxy.
No, Turbo. So yeah, what I'm saying is this special is really nice because it gives a lot of characters who never had a chance to say a proper goodbye, a proper send off, and like finish to their character, which is great. And the fights are fun. I enjoy Min. I enjoyed seeing the Rangers back in action. The one thing I dislike is this motherfucking Zord fight.
Look, we have improved on that shitty, like, practical suits shit. You see how we dumped that with Godzilla? Look how successful we are now.
Wasn't Shin Godzilla really profitable and amazing?
But it wasn't. It wasn't. They had a lot of CG for that.
Yeah. But I think what I'm trying to say is like, so yeah, the Zord fight looks.
But they
awful.
wanted it to look like it was a guy in a suit.
Yeah, that was the
Shin
thing.
Godzilla. They didn't want to like pretend like, oh, the series always looked like really CG, bro.
Yeah.
You know.
So when they got to the Zord fight, I was very excited to have people in suits.
Oops.
No.
No.
They made this mistake with the original Power Rangers movie. That movie is great until you get to the fucking Zord fight. Looks like dog shit. This, same problem. Everything's great until the fucking Zord fight. We're like, oh, we have to be CGI. No. Listen, you can do good suit monster fights, Zord fights. Listen, where was their location? It was the fucking moon.
Yeah.
You know what you fucking do for a moon fight?
No gravity.
No gravity.
Yeah.
You have a boring ass landscape of the moon. You have like a back. You know how they filmed like the Mandalorian with the LED background screen?
Yeah.
You do that for space and have Earth. You have it spinning the whole time or something. I don't know. It's like glowing and shit. You have the sun, but you can just put suit actors in there and it looks great. And if you think I'm wrong, if you fucking think, not you. I know. I'm pointing,
No, point at me. It's fine.
I know I'm pointing at you, but you're in my proxy right now. If you fucking think that suit fights don't look good, watch modern Ultraman.
Not only that, some of the later Godzilla, and something that I'm excited for us to get to eventually, the Gamera Heisei trilogy. Oh, just like the way they shoot it.
Yeah.
The way they film it.
Yeah.
Like the lighting.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh yeah, this is like a guy in a suit, but it feels real.
But after like a few seconds, you just like forget that.
No, it's gone.
And it's just Godzilla fighting. You know what I mean?
You know.
And you just believe it.
But it was easier this way.
Was it?
I mean, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would have been cool if you like, you know, sent this to like a Japanese team, like doing like Super Sentai. And you're like, hey,
Sure.
Hey, do you guys think here's some money, here's some Netflix money? Do you guys think you whip up a fight where it's a Zord and Snizzard on the moon? And they're like, wait, not a big intricate city we have to build? No, just the moon.
Just the moon. Oh yeah. That's
easy. Give us a few months, we'll get back to you.
Well,
Here it is.
you say Netflix money. Netflix money doesn't mean as much as that used to.
I know.
Like if you look at
I know it does, but you think that
you look at the so again, I don't mean to keep referencing other things, but a lot of these kaiju TV shows that are animated, it's like we're just gonna CGI this. We're gonna Pacific Rim the Black. You know, Godzilla Singular Point. Just CGI the kaiju
and this is why out of all of them, Ultraman looks the best.
Well, yeah.
Because Ultraman still uses suit actors, and it looks fucking awesome.
But it's being made by the team, you know, the team who did Shin Godzilla. You know, they really give a shit.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I mean the Ultraman like shows. Because Shin Ultraman, the movie, is a CGI Ultraman.
Oh,
but
you mean the original shows, or
no? I mean the ones that are coming out today.
Oh yeah.
Still use suit actors for their fights,
Yeah.
and they still look fucking. After this, we should watch the first episode of Ultraman Z. It's so fucking good. I love Ultraman Z. It's great. I love Ultraman.
But yeah, so
What I'm trying to say is, if you really want to so this whole special, it's very odd for me because you have this whole special where we're bringing back all these actors, we're bringing back all these plot points from like the fucking 90s, like the goddamn
Afraid of Heights.
the Afraid of Heights. We referenced the fucking Afraid of Heights thing. Brought back the fucking Radbug. We brought back the fact that Zordon got euthanized and he got his good wave spread across the galaxy, and that's why Rita's a robot. Like they could have easily been like, "Hey, Rita's just back."
Yeah, they didn't have to explain it.
So they did all this effort in making sure like it made sense. We honored all these things, but we didn't honor the Zord fights. How cool would it have been And listen,
They were scared.
but they're already gonna get knocked for being cheesy anyway. It's Rangers, so just lean into it even harder and be like, wouldn't it be cool? Imagine all the articles of people of like fucking like armchair reviewers being like, oh my god, look at this! The Power Ranger special had actual practical like Zord fights like in the old show. Everyone would have been so happy, even if it sucked. Everyone would have been like, wow, they actually tried to do this and didn't just go the easy route of CGI. Everyone would have loved it.
Yeah.
Or just respected it. But with CGI, it looks bad, no one likes it. Whereas, like, real practicalness has charm, and this is what this is supposed to be. It's a charming little fun reunion special, nostalgia special, and no one remembers CGI Zord fights. They remember...
Hey, Power Rangers 2017 is pretty good.
I wouldn't know, I'm not there yet.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
what I'm trying to say is if you want to recapture Mighty Morphin, have a practical fight.
I
Listen,
agree.
you have the most basic suit actor fight set ever. It's the fucking moon.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. And
Like, you watch Ultraman, like the new Ultraman
they could have
shows.
just filmed it on a green screen, too. Like, you know,
Even then, like, yeah, they could just green screen
as long as
it.
the Zords and
looked good.
and Snizzard were practical.
Yeah.
Because they have the Snizzard suit.
Yeah.
If they had just filmed, like... If they just had a guy in the... Because it's on the moon, they don't have to do it to scale.
Yeah.
Film it on a green screen. Just build the Zord suit
Suit.
for some guy.
Yeah.
You have the Snizzard outfit,
Yeah.
and then they can have them duel on the...
You're right. They already have one outfit made. So
Yeah,
all
and
you
you
have to
could
do
green
was
screen it,
contact one of the Super Sentai or the Ultraman teams and be like, hey, guys, here's some money. Can you whip us up a suit?
Because isn't it the same design as the MMPR one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, that suit might just still be sitting around somewhere.
I mean, after this long, I would say it's probably in...
Or I don't know about Super Sentai, but I know with Kamen Rider and Ultraman, they will often bring back older Ultramans and Kamen Riders for like...
For sure.
For anything, for like musical events, for like little specials, for there's even the Kamen Rider like musicals and plays that are...
Oh, yeah.
That
They do the same thing with Godzilla suits.
So you gotta know that like somewhere out there, someone has a fully functioning, fight-ready Super Megazord suit.
And you're telling me that you couldn't just make that? It's not that hard.
Yeah. Do you know how many cosplayers would have jumped at the chance to work on...
I will say that I did... One thing that was a benefit of the CG was that they did the cool Zord jumps behind Snizzard and kidney shots him with the sword.
Yeah.
And then he blows up.
Yeah.
But again, let's split the difference. Maybe it's only CG for like those brief moments where they're like jumping.
That'd be fine.
Because they do that with like Godzilla. Like there'll be bits where it suits, and then they have to do something that's like just a little too impractical.
Yeah, that's okay.
Becomes CG for a moment,
That's cool.
and then
Whatever.
So I think if they had split the difference,
Yeah.
that might have been more preferable.
But, I mean, overall, I liked it a lot.
They killed Rita
They killed Rita again.
fully.
Actually, no, she never died really, but they killed her.
Well, they
They killed her evil essence.
They killed her evil essence, the robot form, the
Yes.
Alpha 8 form.
Yes.
You know.
So that's awesome.
But she doesn't go back in time.
They sent all the Rangers to Aquitar to get healed.
Yes.
So they couldn't be there to thank them.
That was very convenient.
I love how
you know.
it follows the Ranger tradition, the Mighty Morphin Ranger tradition of send them to Aquitar.
So just send them to Agrathar.
I'm upset the Aquitar Rangers didn't show up, but it's fine.
So the special ends at the juice bar again.
And they ask about Ernie's old recipe, and I'm like, bro, he's in the French Foreign Legion. He's not.
But they got. I thought it was really a nice
Like bookend to the
to it.
Mighty Morphin, and then
Then we get the
most depressing scene in
Oh,
cinema
man.
history. So
Yeah.
in Mighty Morphin in season 1, there's a whole episode about like a maestro or whatever, some magical musical bullshit.
Yeah.
And the episode ends with Ashley Joe Johnson as Kimberly singing a little song, talking about the road ahead.
Yeah.
And when you watch it, then as a kid or even on a rewatch before this came out, it's like a fun little like, hey, what the adventures will go on.
Yeah.
But like this recontextualizes it as the adventures we went on.
No, the adventures went on, and we've lost people.
Yeah, and people died.
People died in real life. I thought it was very powerful, actually. It snuck up on me because the special opened with Trini dying, but
that was more just like, oh damn.
this was like probably the biggest, aside from to that sting.
Yeah.
Good. This was the second gut punch.
This was the slow knife.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a gut punch. This was a slow knife that takes its time.
Yeah.
is gonna press the nuclear bomb. But
Yeah.
that's a different movie. Sorry.
Yeah.
But so we get this like cool like kind of sepia toned like I will remember you. But
Yeah.
it's the song from the episode, and you see Jason David Frank, and you say Trang and everybody.
Yeah.
And it was just really good, and then it shows their picture and says, "Once a Ranger, always a Ranger." And I was like, "Once and always." That's really good. I thought that was just such a great way to.
It's honestly
it.
like a really good nostalgia trip down memory lane while also being a new thing. Wrap up of characters. It was like the finale we never got.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I would say because the show had to keep going. Originally, the movie, MMPR, the movie was like, oh, what a big like epic finale, and then I was like, actually, we're doing season 3, which was kind of like an alternate version of this, and then it just kind of
With
kept,
Ninja.
with Ninja then it just kept
No one cares about Ninja.
then it just kept going. So making this where it's like they were somehow able to accommodate the fact that they didn't have certain actors. Actress died. We have a new like next generation character, but this is the 30th anniversary. But this is kind of like the finale to MMPR. I feel like overall it juggled that pretty well, and it tonally feels like
And all within,
MMPR.
It does. No, it does feel like we kind of came back to MMPR, but we just have like a bit more money, and we're filming it all ourselves.
The script feels very similar. It's very cheesy, but also
if
heartfelt.
Not better, honestly. It felt like one of the better Ranger episodes.
Well, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, at the start of the episode, it really did feel like they purposely made it a bit cheesier, and then
once Trini dies,
once Trini dies, it like it's
like
I mean, Rita's still like a ham.
it's on par with the comedian dying in Watchmen, honestly.
Just shows the
Sorry, you've had the Watchmen comic over your shoulder the entire time.
just shows the shot of Trini getting hit with the death spell. You just cut to Billy. Just a matter of time, I suppose. My God.
It's the power coin with the blood drop.
Yeah, the blood droplet hits her power coin. Her morpher's like broken in half, like Batman's mask on
Yeah.
the ground. Just like just a matter of time, I suppose. God help us all.
I really want this.
But yeah, overall,
Do you think we can get Grace to draw up the saber-tooth tiger power coin with the Watchmen drop
with the
on?
Watchmen drop on
We
it,
can just edit that ourselves, actually.
that's pretty easy.
I don't want to waste our time.
No, you just got to get the black. And
I got this.
That's really minimalist.
Yeah.
You know,
The same font, once a Ranger, always a Ranger.
Once a Ranger, always a Ranger.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was very very good.
I'm still
And
sorry. I'm still thinking about it.
I have to look online to see what the reception is from the general fan base, but I have to imagine it's pretty.
I don't know about the fan base. I know news outlets were very like, why is this so cheesy and fun? And like,
Have you watched MMPR
And I'm like,
lately?
it's Power Rangers, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. The only Power Rangers I saw was 2017.
Yeah.
But even that's cheesy in its own way.
Oh, I only ever watched Power/Rangers.
Jesus Christ. I love that short, but that shouldn't be that short is better when you know the context of
Yeah.
like that's the problem though, is like sometimes when people do the dark deconstructions, it's like, no, you don't understand. It's better if you understand what this is deconstructing.
Yeah.
Like if you have a vague idea of like, oh yeah, like I've no offense because it's an amazing film, but you watch like Casino Royale and you're like, oh yeah, so much better than those old movies. Like, did you watch them? No. Well, it's better if you've seen like what they're doing with it to make it.
Wait, which Casino Royale?
Gotcha. Yeah, that the
I've seen
the
two,
first one.
I've seen two James Bond's films, and they're both Casino
They're both
Royale.
Casino Royale, and I think that's really beautiful. I think that's like that's absolutely wonderful. As if you had to get a sampling, you get both extremes
Yeah,
of what James Bond can be.
and I love them both.
Good.
Yeah,
That's good. Embrace it. Yeah, not having seen all of MPR, but just enough to really appreciate.
I think if you're someone who hasn't watched it since you were a kid, you'll get a lot out of it as a fun little throwback. But if you're someone who, like for me, this came out at a great time for me because I just got done watching through the Zordon era, and then this happened.
Right.
So for me, I was like,
Right.
oh my god,
You were primed to...
I was ready to go. Count
You
Zero.
could
Kamen Rider Akito. Sorry.
You could comment on the whole Did they undo his euthanasia?
I was like, no, when the first trailer dropped, I'm like, did they undo Zordon's euthanasia?
Oh, jeez.
Bro, that caused Andros a lot of personal turmoil. We shouldn't just undo that.
But yeah, I'd be really interested to see if they do anything with men in the future.
I know the next show they're doing is all U.S. footage except for the Zord fights.
Oh, interesting. I think they're trying to phase it in where...
Yeah, with their own U.S. suits, U.S. designed suits, which got a lot of flack.
Oh, well, yeah.
And I think Zed's the villain too, which
What?
I hope they just do the special route of it's Zed's energy. Billy fucks up again.
No. What they'll do is they'll make a reference to this and say Rita and Zed's energy got out.
Yeah,
and Zed just fucked off somewhere.
So I hope Min shows up again at some point, but if she doesn't, it's still a good way to end Trini's character. So
I think so. I think if anything, that's the reason why I like this a lot. From the why I can't look at this cynically is that it's not trying to say, forget those old guys. This is the next generation's time. It really is like...
It's just honoring the old guys.
It's honoring the old, and yes, there's someone who could continue the legacy in the future.
Yeah.
And I think that's right. I think overall it was a good move, and I'd say I think Zach was the best actor for sure.
Oh yeah.
He was really good actually.
Billy had some weird line readings, but also he doesn't act as often. He's more of a producer, I think, nowadays.
Yeah, he doesn't act as much. The weird thing about Billy is that I don't like to critique it. I'm trying not to critique other actors as much, but I also like being honest because it helps me reflect on my own stuff. But Billy was strange because his eyes were amazing. Like, I could always read what emotion he was doing, but then his vocal delivery was off sometimes, and it was like, okay. But overall...
It makes it feel almost more real, though.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like, he is kind of... The way he was kind of flawed, it was kind of like he was emotionally soul-sucked.
Yeah, I mean...
You know.
I would be.
Yeah, like, he was blaming himself, he had hatred for himself. Again, I think it reads. I'm not saying, like, he was bad.
Yeah.
But Zach was definitely the strongest. He was
awesome.
on point. I'd watch a whole mini-series of just him and Min.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, one other critique I have is not enough Adam Park.
That's always a problem.
Not enough Adam.
Not enough Adam.
Not enough Adam Park.
Yeah. What a shame.
Shame. So this was fun.
Yeah.
So I think we both liked it.
Overall. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was good.
How do you feel? I have an idea for you. A proposition, if you will. So there's some stuff in here that, you're a bit like fuzzy on, which is, I understand, it's been a while since you've watched it, right? You ever gone through all of Zordon like in a row? Like boom,
all
boom,
of Zordon's era?
Boom, bang, bang, boom. No. Yeah.
No. I haven't watched. I have no, none at all.
What if we watch it all together?
The Zordon era.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not just the Zordon era. I think we need a deeper understanding, because you didn't understand Bandora Initiative.
Right, so we just watch stuff after the Zordon era.
No. I mean, what I'm saying is I think we should watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the Sentai show they're adapting.
So you're trying to get me to watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the rest of the Zordon era, while also watching
Super
Sentai, which means I'll watch a lot of the same footage twice.
Yes.
Okay, you're on.
So this was the pilot episode, everybody.
Yeah, surprise.
To us.
So like Rita, we are actually going to travel back in time.
We're going through the time portal.
And not only are we traveling back in time, we're traveling to like...
multiverses.
A multiverse of Ranger Sentai.
Yeah, we see all timelines.
It's very strange because there's this episode later on where it's not clear, like, so is Super Sentai happening in Japan, or is it an alternate timeline, or what's going on? Anyway, so we are actually going to finish what Rita started.
That's right. So we were actually already planning on doing this, like, for a year probably, but this special gave us a really good excuse to start here and reflect back, and then now we can move on to the shows with an open mind and open heart. So we're going to be going through Super Sentai. So the first one was Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 1.
God!
And then...
Yes.
We'll be tackling about like 3 to 4 episodes of the shows at a time, maybe 6, depending on how I've mapped it out. I mapped out all of Mighty Morphin is mapped out for you.
Yes.
With a sprinkle of Kamen Rider in there, because in Season 3, they adapt some of Kamen Rider Black RX.
Hey, Kamen Rider's cool.
Kamen Rider's amazing.
And we're gonna review maybe Shin Kamen Rider
in a week. Yeah, we're gonna see it in a week, opening day.
And I think we should review it
It is now no longer going to be the one showing in the U.S. They added
because
more.
they got so many pre-orders.
Yeah, they added another showing.
This is why it's important to support your local Fathom events and international cinema.
Yeah.
So they'll bring more foreign films over here and give it more than one night.
Yeah.
And have it not just be like a Hayao Miyazaki or Godzilla film, because it's very rare.
That's right. So here on the Shuttlecast, we're kind of becoming a tokusatsu channel, which I'm down for.
Listen, it's
So this is the Incredible Hulk of our little of our cinematic universe here. So we are going to be Josiah and I are going to go through Super Sentai and Power Rangers at the same time, reviewing them both in tandem and pointing out what takes from what and how each tackles their story.
Yeah.
Hopefully for the rest of our lives, it'll be pretty fun. I want to be old talking about whatever. And then at the same time, we are all going to go see Shin Kamen Rider.
Yep.
And talk about it, which is great because I am a big Kamen Rider fan. You are a big Godzilla fan, and he did Shin Godzilla.
And
Nathan's a huge fan of Evangelion. It's that director.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he loves
huge
Evangelion.
And
since
huge
he's not
fan.
huge fan, and since he's not here to say otherwise, that is now just the truth.
In fact, I thought, Nathan, if you're listening to this, when we do that big kaiju retrospective, there is that Shin Godzilla X Evangelion ride, so we should just review all of Evangelion as well, right?
And there's an Evangelion X Shin Godzilla X Shin Ultraman X Shin Kamen Rider toy coming out. We should review the toy.
So let's talk about this real quick as like an epilogue. I understand. Originally, Shin Godzilla comes out. Then Hideaki Anno gets to finishing his rebuild of Evangelion, and in Japan it was called Shin Evangelion. We had a different name for it here, doesn't matter. Then they did Shin Ultraman, and now Shin Kamen Rider. There's a weird thing where they're saying like it's loosely just a brand, like it's a thematic brand, but also in Shin Ultraman, they reference vaguely Shin Godzilla. So it's not clear if we will eventually get some weird Ultraman, Kamen Rider, Godzilla, Evangelion crossover.
That's not just the funny toy.
It might just be the funny toy. But the point is that...
The toy looks like shit. Go look it up, by the way. It's really
terrible. The point is that Tokusatsu is hopefully entering a new renaissance.
I think it is. Will we also be reviewing Cutie Honey?
What?
Cutie Honey.
That's what... Didn't Anno direct that?
Yeah, it's another Tokusatsu thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm confusing it with one of his other films. I apologize.
No, but he did do it, though, yeah. He did do it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so.
For sure.
So you and me,
and
Super
then,
Sentai, and then we're doing the Kamen Rider movie, not the series, but I might be doing that with my fiance.
I think that'd be cool if you guys did that.
Because we've watched some, and then, sorry, what do you want to say?
No, go ahead.
Me?
You're covering it.
Okay. I'm doing the Excalibur rundown. And then we are going to be going through King Kong and Godzilla and extras.
Originally, it was going to be Godzilla. Mm-hmm. Basically, everything connected to Godzilla. It was something that Nathan and I originally started. Then we were going to do King Kong after and Gamera after that. However, we thought it would be interesting if we did like kind of the history of kaiju. Mm-hmm. Primarily, it's King Kong and Godzilla, but we are covering the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms kind of dinosaur trilogy.
Mighty Joe Young.
Mighty Joe Young, yes. Both of them. Gamera will be within it, and then a few other surprises.
Yeah. And then,
and little things.
On top of that,
fuck.
Nathan and I are going to do Ultraman.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how this all fits.
We'll see if we can do any of it.
We should just put this under one branded like Tokusatsu thing, but I think that'd be confusing.
Make a new channel.
We can't make a new channel for each.
We'll talk about it later.
Anyway, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you all so much for listening to our review of Once and Always a Power Ranger, Always a Power Ranger. Special from Netflix Studios.
Yeah. And the power is within you.
Ooh.
And you. And you.
But not you, Kevin. You fuck.